I think the key thing about the Eigenharp is that it's a performance instrument. We believe it is the most expressive electronic musical instrument ever made. That's our claim for the Eigenharp. And we'd like now to step you through some of the features that make this so.
First thing I'd like to talk about are the keys. You can see on the instruments 120 of these on the top and 12 larger ones down below. And as you heard in the video, these really are the unique thing about it as a performance interface. They're extremely sensitive. They detect the position of the end of your finger to a sub-micron. That, for the more technical people in the audience, width of bacteria, wavelength of light. It's a really small distance. This makes them really sensitive to performance parameters. You can see here, Mark plays a note.
So in this, we have pressure connected to volume, quite conventionally. But the key is also sensitive in 3 directions. So up and down, the key is connected to pitch. And side to side, it's connected to a filter. So as you play, you can play with all of these things just with the end of your finger.
If you play a chord, you can articulate all the individual notes within the chord separately whilst you're playing it. You can bend the whole chord up, down, vibrato.
The Eigenharp also has 2 strip controllers. There's one down each side of the instrument. One of them we have connected to pitch, so we can show a pitch shift. Another we have connected to a filter on a drum loop.
At the bottom of the instrument you see 12 keys that are larger. These are exactly the same as the top keys, the same sensitivity, they're just tougher, so you can bash them hard. It makes them great for playing the drums.
At the top of the instrument you'll see there's a breath pipe. This can be used to control conventional wind type instruments. So here we have an example where it's connected up to a physical software model of a clarinet. The sensor within the breath pipe is actually incredibly fast. It can be used for performance with more attack, so we can hear some tonguing here and a little bit of pipe. It's also strangely useful for articulating notes on sounds like such an electric guitar. Or we can use it to control effects, such as the wah-wah effect.
On the floor in front of Dave and Mark, you can see there are pedals, and these are continuous control pedals, and they connect to the bass station. Dave actually has one of them connected up at the moment to control the filter frequency. We have another one connected up to control the delay. You can use these to control any parameter within our system.
So just quickly to summarise that bit, we've got 120 very sensitive keys on the main keyboard. We have 12 percussion keys, although they can be used for other things. They're just as sensitive as the other keys. We have the 2 strip controllers down the side that can be mapped to do almost anything. The breath pipe and the pedal inputs. They're our main interfaces, if you like.
In addition, the instrument comes equipped with a high-quality microphone preamplifier with a converter. That's also got phantom power, and that is connected at the top of the instrument, so you can connect a microphone up near the breath controller, plug it in there, and a vocalist can run around the stage and sing and perform at the same time. And there's a powerful headphone amplifier, also in the back of the instrument, that's capable of driving in-ear monitoring to levels even your drummer would be very happy with. So.
Okay. Now, under the hood of the Eigenharp, there's an incredibly powerful and flexible software system. There are a number of features of the software system that enable performers to improvise in ways on stage that we believe have never been done before. We're only beginning to scratch the surface, in fact, of how they can be used. What we'd like to do now is to step you through some of those features.
Most of us here had the experience of learning scales, up and down, on the piano or the guitar, learning major, then minor, then working your way through your blues and your change tonic scales, your bebop scales if you're into jazz. And you can hear that here Dave is noodling away, playing. And he can now change scale on the fly. He can change to a minor scale, flick to a blues scale. And if he wants to get a little weird, he can go into a flamenco scale. He can also change tonic, so he can change key on the fly very simply. He can change from C, he's playing in here, to D, up to F, back to C.
Of course, the great thing about this is there's one set of fingering for all your scales, which for the musician is quite profound because it means that you can play all the scales by learning just one set of muscle memory. So traditionally, people spend ages learning different muscle memory for different scales. Here, it's just one set.
I think it's important to add as well, none of this stops you playing chromatically. You can just put the thing in chromatic mode, you can set your tunings up however you like. So if you want to play chromatic, Dave likes playing chromatically quite a lot. If you want to do that, it's available to you just the same as anything else.
There are over 80 scales in the system as well that you can just access with a flick of a button.
You can also change sound on the fly very quickly. So if Mark wants to play a little bit of piano for me, he might now decide he wants to play the bass instead. And then line the two together and play the piano and bass at the same time.
Now the Eigenharp supports many different kinds of software instrument. So it has, we have developed for the Eigenharp a number of native software instruments. So the clarinet was one of those. It also supports the playback of sound fonts, samples, Apple loops, audio unit plugins for Macintosh. All of those are accessible. In addition, we have a MIDI gateway, so you can control any MIDI gear or MIDI software instruments. And also, for people that really love old analog synth gear, we're developing at the moment, it's not available yet, a CD gate interface to control vintage synthesizers.
When you're actually playing live, it's quite often that you want to make a little arrangement. You want to do something like produce a drum pattern on the fly. You're sitting there jamming with somebody else. I think it would be great if I had this pattern doing this right now. Or if I had this arpeggio repeating for me. And for that function, we have a thing in the software called an arranger, and actually that is a step sequencer. It's quite straightforward to use. You can see it illustrated running now in Mark's Eigenharp. It has a start point and end point illustrated by the red and the amber lines. Mark can move those start point and end points very trivially. He can make the whole thing go backwards if we want. You can change the step size on the fly as well. And then each strip on this sequencer can have any action you like attached to it. On this particular setup, Mark has some drums associated with each strip, so you can build a drum pattern very quickly. And in our system, you can attach anything to these strips. You can put notes, you can put tempo changes, you can put key changes or scale changes. You could actually put video clip playback connected to these strips. In fact, pretty much anything you want to do, you can connect there.
You can of course also play conventional time stretching loops. So Dave here is going to fire something off and he's got a few loops mapped to different keys here, so you can quickly build up a percussion map. And of course these can time stretch, so at the flick of a button we can change the tempo of those to anything you like, shift them up and down, back up. But of course the real joy of music is when you're playing with an Eigenharp with another musician. So we have a feature called for tap tempo, so Dave can lock up his tempo to that of another musician. The Eigenharp can also record what you play. So there may be times when a musician's playing something, thinks that's cool, I want to play something else. I just want to loop that for 4, 8, 16 bars. So Mark's going to give us a demonstration. Play a phrase in.
Takes, loops, and then you can switch between them on the fly as well. So you can stack up little recordings that you've made, flick between them to create arrangements.